Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Aki and preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. I want to say shalom. My name is Brother Yakal from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp in Trinidad. I want to say shalom. Right, so in the this video is going to be Valentine's Day destruction. Right, I just got up a few things here just to prove of the day, because today would be the so-called Valentine's Day that the world celebrates. You understand? What they celebrate today, they will celebrate chocolates, giving out gifts, and they, confessing your love to your loved one, right? But we know what the origin of it, how deep it goes back. It goes back to a lot of It goes back, firstly, it goes back to Cupid, right? Which is the god that they celebrate, they worship on that day, right? It goes back to that god Cupid, right? And if you go into the meaning of that god Cupid, and we'll do that, right? Because I was searching something here, but I'll get back to that, right? Alright, just bear with me here. Because people don't really know the origin of certain things, and that is why we try our best to search as many words as possible, right? This is the meaning of Cupid. It's a Roman god of passionate love, and it's a latte. It's a desire, love, passion to desire, right? So we know that this is the god they worship on that day. The god of passion, love, desire. They try to show it through gifts and all kind of thing, because that's what the system set it up to be today. You understand? Because if they really showed you the origin and where it came from, then people will understand the nastiness about it. You understand? Where it really came from, the source, right? Because this Valentine's Day thing is not something that we should be celebrating as Israelites. Let the heathens and them do as they please, but we as Israelites, we're not supposed to be celebrating it, even mentioning it, right? We're not supposed to be mentioning it, because this goes back to what? The worshiping of Cupid, which is desire, love, lust, you understand? And it goes way back, it goes way further than that as well too, you understand? Part of this day was basically orgies in the streets, sex in the streets, you understand? Sex and orgies in the streets. And they going all over that's having sex anywhere on the ground, everywhere, like dogs. Because that's what the scriptures call them as well too, dogs. You understand? So this, when you understand it, you get to understand that the origin of this, it didn't just start off by people giving chocolates and people giving that. Is not how it started off. It started off by a lot of orgies in the streets and sex taking place wherever, a lot of wickedness taking place. You understand? On this day. And this is the God you're worshiping, right? And on top of it too, it goes back to having a lot of sex with little boys, little girls, That day was really prompting and promoting fornication, rape, adultery, because a lot of the people who you would have been having sex with, you would have never even know. And that's why it go back to this celebration here, Lupercalia, right? And if I go into the images before I go into the meaning, right? Lupercalia was orgies in the streets, right? People having sex with random people. You understand? If you look at it, they are whipping this man hand here, right? They still whip them. It's like, I choose you, whap, and whip them. And then after, when I choose you now, you had to have sex with me. You understand? And they call it sex games. They even go as far to call it sex games, because it had a time where they would have write down all the women names on paper and rest it in a bowl. And the men now would have to choose the name out of the bowl, and whoever the man find, whoever name he got, he had to have sex with that girl. So she didn't have a choice. You understand? And going back to the whip, the one with the whip, right? The one with the whip, they had to, when you whip them, they had to, get sex, and even if they didn't consent. So we know what I mean. That would be they promoting rape. They're promoting rape. They're promoting adultery, because a woman can have a husband, they don't care. You understand? And they're promoting fornication as well too, because this is wickedness to the highest order. You understand? This is what the Romans them was promoting. It's only coming up more than any times now where they would try to sugarcoat it and say, well, it's just love and it's just this, but there's plenty of wickedness taking place. You understand? And we as Jakes, we don't even know what we celebrating. Sometimes we just run into things, all the wicked holidays that they have. You understand? We forget about the holy days, like, we had the Feast of Purim coming up. Well, we in the Feast of Purim right now, right? But we had the Sabbath, the Passover coming up, Feast of Fruits, Feast of Dedication. They forget about the realness, what we supposed to be really doing. And they focus more on the wickedness side of what Esau gave them. Where does Valentine's Day came from? Where Christmas came from? Where all these other holidays came from? They will try to give you a false understanding of it. But when you go into it, it's really wickedness. You go into the wickedness of what's going on, the origin of how this come about. You understand? Now I'll go back into the word itself, and this is just what Google had, right? It said Lupercalia was a pastoral festival of ancient Rome, right? Observed annually on February the 15th. Well, they change the name to the 15th because of making it out. You understand? Exposing them. Exposing them in other words. Right? Now going back to right. It says what happens on Lupercalia. Lupercalia was an ancient pagan festival held each year in Rome on February the 15th. Here we go as far to say, they say, unlike Valentine's Day, however, Lupercalia was a bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration. You understand? A lot of wickedness was happening, was sexually charged. That day was getting ready for men to just go in the streets naked and dancing and flipping and swinging on whoever and whipping women and choosing them and taking a name and having sex with a woman while somebody popping you in the back and all kind of wicked, disgusting things was happening on that day. You understand? Just wickedness, and it goes way back. It wasn't just now, it goes way back. This Lupercalia, it goes way back. Go straight back to worshiping, go back to Baal. You understand? Because it's the different gods they worship, it all goes back to Baal. No matter what names they used to call them, it goes back to Baal. Right? So now I'll go into the scriptures, because on that day, one of the things that they used to do, because I was looking at one of the pictures just now, and they were seeing that that big man was having sex with little boys. So I'll get the scripture one time to prove that in the book of Joel. Alright? Because here what the scripture say, Joel 3 and 3. It said, and they have cast lots for my people, which is what? Auction blocks. They put sold into slavery, and they put on the auction blocks, 35, 45 for the strong Negro here, sold, right? And have given a boy for a harlot. Right now, why they didn't say a girl for a harlot, they said a boy for a harlot. So now that you understand, when I watch the image, there was the part of the celebration was they having sex with little boys. And they never stopped that, even to this day. Right? So they say they make a boy for a harlot, right? And sold a girl for wine that they might drink. You understand? That is just where the wickedness reach. And this was happening a long time ago. The scriptures have it here as well too. Right? Now, in this day society, what we living in here, they set evil for good and good for evil. Right? They put evil for good and good for evil. They make you celebrate all the wickedness of this place. You understand? Now what Ecclesiastes say, let me see. Let me get, I don't want to butcher the scripture. Ecclesiastes 10 and about 6. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. Now, what is folly? Folly is set in great dignity, meaning that the wickedness of this world is going to be set on a high. You understand? This celebration, you understand? Christmas, which we know as wickedness. You understand? These wicked rappers, promoting the gayness, promoting the wickedness. You understand? I should say, And that is wickedness, because a man who's singing about something wicked as that will get, let's for Lil Nas X, for instance. He have 365 million views. That is set on great, that is set in great dignity. But a man like me, I will be posting truth and brothers around the world, and we getting a small little views. You know why? Because firstly, it's so tampering with it, tampering with your views, and secondly, they don't want the truth to be spread, and people don't want to gravitate towards the truth anyways. They rather hear wickedness. So the scripture says, folly is set in great dignity. It even goes to say that these women and all too, they promoting it on a higher level. Look at the women today. Look at what they promoting. Look at the role models that have for these younger women to be harlots. You understand? And that is just through the vibration that Esau pushing in the world. You understand? The vibration he pushing, it travels throughout the whole world. Wherever it is you promote, the whole world getting there. You understand? Because if it is, it didn't. If it is, it had 40% of, or I should say, boy, gays in the world. 40% of gay people in the world. When it is Esau coming to power, they became 95% more. You understand? And that is just to show the vibration of the push is what going on. And I'll go into the scriptures to prove that even more. In the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, right? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You understand? Because right now, the wicked in the authority, the people mourning. You understand? The people mourning of all the wickedness that taking place. They don't have a problem doing anything, changing anything. Now, who changed the truth of the Lord into a lie? Esau. And he had to pay for that. Changing up all the holidays and making it and putting holidays. You understand? Gay days like this. Right? And I'll jump to the book of Psalms, because Psalms really proves the vibration. The scripture here, Psalms 87, right? Right? This really proves the vibration when how Esau in authority, right? He being the leader of the world, the leaders of the world, they push a vibration. You understand? If it is in every movie, you put a colorful person in it. You put a colorful person in every movie, you understand? People going to gravitate. It's normal to be colorful. It's normal for women on women, man on man. It's normal for every little thing. You understand? Because they're putting it in movies, they're putting it on shows. Every show you watch now have it. You understand? Everything you're doing now have it. You understand? They're giving our people liberty to be this way. They're giving them waiters to do it. They make it illegal. You understand? That's the vibration they're pushing. So that's why I say, if before it was 45% in the world, when Esau came into authority, as the scripture say, the scripture we're gonna bring here, it shows that 95% it became now. You understand? And the little 5% would be the man of the Lord, and one or two other people. But that's roughly paraphrasing. So I go to the book of Psalms 87 and verse 5. 5 or 3, right? That's not so lucky, yeah. So lucky, yeah, this is not the scripture. I think it's 81. So like, yeah, I'm gonna get the precept. I feel that. That's not the precept. Right, I know it's Psalms. Psalms 82 and verse 5, right? So like, yeah, right? It says, the book of Psalms 82 and 5, it says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Right? And this is exactly what's taking place right now. The whole earth is out of course with these wicked people ruling. You understand? Folly is setting great dignity. You know how long time if you see a colorful person walking, you understand? People want to beat him up, people want to do this, people want to do that. But now, if they interfere with a colorful person, you could get 25 to life. You understand? And they used to get, licks. Even in Sharia law, they could be held here. They do a lot of things to them. You understand? A woman when she gets stoned to death. No. She thinks she got half of your money, this, that thing, because the scriptures say that, women rule over us. This is the society that we're living in. This is the wickedness that we have to endure. You understand? Because when you go into the word, the god that they worshiping on this day, which is Cupid, right? You go even deeper to it because Cupid goes into desire, love, passion, right? But when you go into the Greek word, there's a Greek word which is eros, right? Eros, and it goes into erotica. And when you go into erotica, it comes to the English word erotic, which is sexualness, sex. Everything that's, sexual, right? And that real off. Right? That real off because that's what they're promoting on this day. So this is why we shouldn't celebrate these days. You understand? And even for the jigs out there, even jigs out there, normal regular jigs, they question these kind of days. But our people running head first into this thing. Some people running head first into this thing just so any little thing they celebrating. Because I don't wake up for the morning. And what really make me do this video through the spirit I have about Shimei Shai was seeing a lot of people's status and seeing what they talking about. Everybody was happy Valentine's Day, this, that. For the nonsense, and they don't understand the origin or the root of where things come from. Right? They don't know that the whole earth out of course right now. You understand? They don't know how it starts off. It's fornication, rape, adultery, and then they mix it with this priest who was Valentine, right? That a priest named Valentine who used to marry under law. He used to marry people under law because what do you call it? Right. Because it had an emperor who banned the men from marrying because they would use marrying as a way to escape drafting because in the laws was when a man marry he had to stay home with his wife for a year, right? So now if the emperor banned marrying, they wouldn't have no men because the emperor like to go into war. He like to war plenty. You understand that the nature of these Edomites, they love to war. So now that they can't go out, they can't make an excuse they had to go out and war. They couldn't stay home with the wife, so they had to go out and war. So now that the priest Valentine who was hiding and marrying people on the low in caves in the middle of the night, wherever, in the woods. You understand? And he became a figure for that. So they say that act of love and act of this and that, and they mix that with paraphernalia. You understand? If I'm not pronouncing it wrong, they mix that with that, and they call it Valentine's Day. And now they try to cover it up by saying it's when you give chocolates or you give a gift or whatever bullshit, right? Now bring on our next precept here because we keep exposing them. You understand? We keep exposing them, and that's the thing what they do like. You can't shock if when they take down our videos. This is the book of Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Through the Lord, through the Lord exposing him. Through the men of the Lord, the prophets coming out on the streets. How are the things of him searched up? Because you remember this celebration goes back to the Roman Empire. The Romans, the Edomites, them was doing this wickedness. You understand? So, how are the things of Esau searched up? Through the Lord revealing the secrets and to his servants, the prophets, the mysteries. You understand? And revealing it unto us, and we making it plain upon tables. Right? We making it plain to people to understand and making videos for people to be edified, to understand the wickedness that taking place, to let them understand how serious it is, how far it goes back. You understand? It have way more history on it, right? Why does go ahead and straight to the point? This is where it coming from, right? And I'll go into the book of Romans 1, to expound on it a little bit more. Right, so this is Romans 1, and I'll start from 21. Right, it says, because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as Yahweh, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. So when they knew Yahweh, going straight back to Moses' time, and when they was delivered from Egypt, right, and Moses just left to come back. It's roughly paraphrasing. They built a golden calf. So with them doing this now, they knew Yahweh. When they knew him, they didn't glorify him. They didn't be glad to know him and give him praise, all praises. You understand? But here what they do, right? It says, neither were they thankful, right? But became vain in their imagination. That is what happened. The imaginations became vain. They started thinking all kind of wickedness. They're following all the wicked ways, everything, going straight back to Eve as well too. Because when it say eat of all the trees, but not of this tree, but the tree of life, good and evil. You understand? They went and learned of their ways. But going back into this, it says, and their foolish heart was darkened, their mind. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, right? And changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, which is an idol. That is what they do. They change the glory of the uncorruptible power, which is Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and change it into something like corruptible man, the image, right? And it says an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things. So that is what you see today, the gods where you see today. Long, 4 hands, big nostril thing, four-footed beasts, the god this and the god that. Set of bullshit, right? 24, it say, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness. Uncleanness they was gave up to. And that's what you're seeing celebrating today. This is what this holiday was really about. The Lord gave them up to uncleanness. It said through the lust of their own hearts to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. And that is the celebration right there. They walking naked in the street shows no shame. Having sex with anybody and anybody shows no shame. Exposing yourself and yourself a certain way. Even today, look at and that's why I say the vibration that Esau pushing, he pushed that vibration through the whole world. The way he is, everybody drinking of that wine. Right? Verse 25, it says, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Right? They changed the truth of the Lord into a lie. They changed all the holidays, the holy days, and changed it into holidays. You understand? They try to cover up the faces of the judges, amen, of the Lord. They try to hide up the heritage, the truth, and give everybody a set of nonsense, a set of philosophies, a set of this, a set of that, instead of giving them the heritage back. But they had to pay for that. Verse 26, it says, for this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, which is, the colorful people, right? Vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use in that which is against nature. So the women and all change the natural use. Women on women, men on men, right? And it say, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, meaning they didn't go on to women. It say, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of the error which was meet, which was fit. Right? And that is the whole thing about it. The Lord gave them up, men to men, women to men, this, that. And that is their loss. because that's what they always wanted. They didn't want to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and the ways. You understand? They are that trust in this wickedness. Right? So hopefully this video that I find, I want to say Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Aki, I'm preaching the truth to the four corners that is in sincerity. Shalom to the Aquats, listening, learning, and respecting your husband. Shalom to the speckled bird that may look at the other nations, but out of the nation of Israel. I say Shalom.